Let me put it this way. If you're over 40, your financial house isn't necessarily burning down, but it's possible that the smoke alarm is absolutely going off. And the good news, if you act now, you still have time to make adjustments. I'm Destiny. Do you know how some high earners are doing everything right in their careers but still feel anxious about money? As a financial planner, I help fix that. So here's the truth about what I've learned. Making good money and building real wealth are not the same thing. And some strategies that worked beautifully in your 30s, well, they quietly stop working in your 40s. So let's talk about the 5 money mistakes you need to stop making today, not because you're failing, but because you're in a new season of life. Mistake number 1, not having a taxable brokerage account. This first one might ruffle feathers, but stay with me for a moment. If you're over 40 and all of your money is locked inside of a 401k, you don't have a retirement problem, you have a flexibility problem. Yes, get the employer match always, but here's the thing very few talk about. If every dollar you save is locked up until you are 59 and a half, you're limiting your options during the most unpredictable decade of your career. For example, if you have an emergency that goes beyond your emergency fund, touching your 401k is pretty limited and means penalties. Want to help your aging parents? Again, touching your 401k could mean penalties. Starting a business at 45, your money is pretty much on lockdown if it's only in a 401k. Gen X women have a median retirement balance of about $77,000. But what scares me more, so many high-earning women have zero money outside of their retirement accounts and outside of a basic high-yield savings account and a CD. All of this to say, you don't need a new strategy, you need another bucket. After the match, a taxable brokerage account gives you options. Similar investments, but with more flexibility and even more freedom. And at this stage of life, freedom is the asset. Mistake number 2, following your parents' playbook. Your parents' retirement advice was designed for a world that no longer exists. They had pensions, job stability, and affordable health care. We as Gen Xers have 401ks, student loans, inflation, and a longer life expectancy. So when someone tells you, just keep saving or pay the house off early, they're not factoring in that you might live to 95 and fund retirement and possibly support your parents. This doesn't mean you're doomed. It just means you need a plan built for reality. Planning for reality means assuming Social Security will be reduced or taxed more when we reach the age to benefit from it. And planning to live until 95, not 80. Being aggressive with investments because you could be playing catch up. And lastly, understanding that you might be funding your retirement and supporting aging parents. Don't get it twisted. As Gen X, we're not lazy. We're just the first generation forced to self-fund everything. Mistake number 3, one income, one plan. Success can make you comfortable, and comfort can quietly turn into risk. I see so many brilliant women at the peak of their careers, and they're making an awesome income. But everything is tied to that one job. The salary, the benefits, the 401k match, and the stock options if they're lucky. What happens when that job disappears? And before you say, that won't happen to me, remember, we are watching entire careers diminish because of AI and the restructuring of government positions. A recent bank study found that Gen X has the highest share of paycheck-to-paycheck households among those who are still getting the most of their income via participation in the labor market. Why? Because they've structured their entire life around one income source without keeping expenses under control. So here's a quick list to create ways to diversify. Consider multiple streams of income, such as rental property. Develop transferable skills that you can leverage either within your company or into other streams of income. Consider entrepreneurship, such as a business that you can start if needed. Be aggressively investing so that you can cover more than the traditional 3 to 6 months of expenses. The goal is to really leverage the assets that you have. Mistake number 4, saying, I'll start next year. This one hurts because time is of the essence and the only thing you can't make more of. Don't be that person that says, once I pay off the credit cards, then I'll invest. After I buy a house, then I'll get serious. When the kids are done with college, then I'll focus on retirement. Waiting from 45 to 50 to get serious can cost you hundreds of thousands in growth. Here's the part no one tells you. You don't need perfection, you need momentum. So invest even with debt. Start small and ignore market noise. Compound interest doesn't care if you feel ready. Mistake number 5, avoiding hard conversations. This is where the money stops being math and becomes emotional. If you don't set boundaries now, your future self will pay for today's silence. Schedule hard conversations and ask this. With your parents, what's your plan for long-term care? Do you have life insurance? With your partners, hey, let's do a quarterly money meeting, and let's also go over everything in our estate plan annually. And with your older kids, hey, I'm happy to help, but here's what I can do while still securing my future. With extended family, I love you, but here's the boundary we need to set. These conversations are uncomfortable because talking about death and money and boundaries is just frankly uncomfortable. However, I look at it like this. Protecting your finances is not selfish, but responsible. And on top of that, if you don't plan now, someone else will decide for you later, and it won't really necessarily be in your favor. Look, if you saw yourself in any of this, I'm not really judging you. I'm so proud of you for watching and hope you take action. Your 40s are not too late. They are one of the most powerful windows to change the outcome. Trying to avoid the noise, in my next video, I'll break down why you shouldn't necessarily be listening to your parents' advice. Until next time, later.